I've never done one. Wow.
All right. Well, I will welcome everybody to our call tonight. So we are so excited to have so many people on right now. Checking out what we do as coaches. There are a whole bunch of us who are going to share different aspects of coaching and frequently asked questions that we get. So if you have any questions that come to mind during it and you are on live, just drop them in the chat and one of us will attempt to address it if we are not chatting about it already. But we want you guys to participate, and yeah, this is for you. So definitely do not hesitate to ask away. But I'm going to pass this over to Amanda, and she is going to just share more about herself and dive into some aspects of what it's like to be a coach. Take it away, Amanda.
Thanks. So I'm Amanda, and I live in Oregon, and I love to see where everybody's like tuning in from. So put it in the chat if you feel like that. And I'm a young grandma, so he will be 6 this year, and one on the way. And I come from a family of obesity and diabetes and all of that. So my why of being a coach is my grandma died of obesity. And I always tried to be healthy just because of that, but I always fell off the wagon. I couldn't stick to anything. But I always knew that I needed to keep trying because I wanted my grandma so bad to, play with me, and she couldn't because she didn't feel good. And I just remember like her standing in the kitchen cooking, and I wanted her to go outside and just throw a ball, and she couldn't even do that. So I don't know. It really gets me. And so I don't want that for my grandkids, and I don't want that for my family. And I feel like, I don't know. I mean, not that I'm like all that, but I feel like even growing up, my parents didn't show me good, healthy habits of any kind. So I would kept trying and trying and trying to figure it out. And I couldn't, like, I couldn't figure it out. So, but I always had that, like, why do I want to do this? And it's because I didn't get to meet some of my grandparents because they died of heart disease and all of that. So I made a decision a long time ago to figure it out, no matter how long it took me, and no matter like what it takes. But like I said, I kept falling off the wagon. So that's why I'm a coach, because number one, it keeps me accountable to my own journey, because we're all human and I fall off the wagon, but I don't beat myself up anymore about it. I just keep going. And that's the thing, like, about coaching, is the community. That is the thing that was missing for me. I could do the nutrition, I could do the workouts, but sticking to it, like, yeah, you could do it for 21 days or whatever by yourself, but there's no accountability. Like, there's no one to check into. And so when I was invited to this 7-day detox group, I thought, okay, I'm going to try it. And I did, and I was successful. It was hard, but I did it. And I thought, wow, these girls are like, really, like, who are these people? I just was like, why are they so happy? How are they doing this? And then after the 7 days, I was invited to a bigger group, and it was for 30 days. And again, I saw this community of these women posting their sweaty selfies and the product and different products. And I thought, what is this? Like, this is what was missing for me. And so I just kept checking in for a whole year. And finally I reached out to the girl that was the group leader. And I said, what are you guys doing? Like, what is this? What are these workouts? Because I would go on walks and then post my sweaty selfie just to be accountable, but I didn't know what they were doing. So I asked her, and she showed me the 21-day fix and the portion control, and that literally changed my entire life. Like, literally changed my life. I started and I finished a program. Like, I had never done that before. And I learned so much about nutrition and how, even though I was eating healthy, I was eating way too much. And I was like, how is that even possible? But I guess it is, because Autumn teaches you all kinds of things. And I was like, wow, this is the key that was missing for me. And I thought, I need to do this for me, because I was like, at the time, I had all of my kids at home. I was working full time, and I didn't have anything that was my own. And I was going through a marriage that wasn't very good. And so I just needed that community. So I became a coach. And a year after being a coach, I completed 21-day fix, I don't know how many times. And then I just kept doing programs and programs and programs. And I'm like, wow, I'm really doing this. And I thought other women need to have this too. No matter what their goal is, I want them to know that it's possible, and to know that there is a community out there that wants to help, and that just, we need that community to just hold each other accountable. So that is why I became a coach, and that is my story. And I could talk all night about community, because it's literally what's kept me going through all of the hard crap that life throws at you. So that's what I got.
Awesome. Thanks, Amanda. So next,
So,
Tiffany is going to share about some of the common misconceptions that people have about what it takes to be a coach. So go ahead, Tiffany.
All right. So a little backstory on me. 2015, I was at my heaviest at 183 pounds, and I was in the worst shape and most unhealthiest of my life for my wedding, which was really kind of depressing, but it was also one of the best days of my life because I married my best friend. Shortly after we got married, we got pregnant with my son, and I did not eat great throughout the whole pregnancy. I did not work out, so it just added on to the unhealthy level I was living. After he was born, I knew I wanted to lose weight, but I was not consistent. I tried working out with my husband at his parents' house, and I just did not enjoy it. It was not fun. I was so weak compared to everyone, so it was just, it made it not fun for me. And with nutrition, I love my carbs, so it was really hard trying to get rid of those. And of course, I would binge eat, and I emotional ate, and when I was bored, I would eat. So it just did not help. Then a year later, we got pregnant with our second daughter. Mom life. Anyway, so a year later, got pregnant with our second child. And after she was born, I again tried losing weight. And this time I cut out carbs for like a couple months completely, which was extremely hard. And even eating the healthy food, I was still eating too much. My portions were still big on the salads and stuff. And then I managed to lose 7 pounds in between after I was postpartum with her, and 6 months later, I got pregnant with my third baby. And then, so I did not really continue eating healthy-ish. I ate whatever I wanted. I still did not work out. And then after she was born, I decided I am going to finally kickstart and meet my goals. And one of my friends reached out to me about Beachbody, and I figured I'd give it a try. We invested in the challenge pack, and that helped me with not only the workout programs, but also the nutrition. And I started seeing results 1.5 months into doing the programs, and I knew that this is what I needed. I was doing the workouts. The community helped keeping me accountable, and the support and encouragement from the coaches and other people doing the workouts too was amazing. And I'm pretty sure that's what kept me going. I decided to do the portion fix because that is honestly what I needed in my life. I needed the control of how much I'm eating of certain things. And it has definitely helped me gain control on that. And in 6 months before I got pregnant with my fourth baby, I managed to lose 31 pounds in 6 months, which was amazing for me and unbelievable because in the 4 years prior, I only lost 7. So seeing that big weight loss gap for me was huge. And then now I'm back on my postpartum journey, and it's going okay right now. But in October of 2019 is when I decided to coach. Not coaching people. I wanted the discounts on the products because I'm super shy, and I have actually grown a lot out of that thanks to my coach pushing me and getting me out of my comfort zone, which has been great. And then November of 2019 is when I tried actually coaching. And January of 2020 is when I full-blown started coaching people. And it has just been amazing being on this journey. Helping others is one of my biggest passions. So that is how I got into coaching. Now, some of the objections I get is, first one is time. I have had a lot of people tell me they don't have time or they're too busy. And I am going to quickly tell you what all I'm doing and what's all on my plate right now. So I have 4 kids, 4.5 years old and younger, and it's pretty busy here. I am also homeschooling my 4.5-year-old. We are doing house renovations, and I'm also taking care of the kids and the house. And it's on top of the coaching business and working on my health and fitness goals. So it's a lot. And I guarantee the majority of people have a smartphone or a TV and will sit down in the evenings and watch shows or play games on their phones. And I am completely guilty of that. And I always bring up a lot of the workout programs are only 30 minutes long. So you can easily cut out the 30 minutes of a show and get a workout in, and then you can go back to it. And you'll be one step closer to your goal. And I actually had to cut out an hour-long workout program I was doing this year because just everything going on, I was not feeling good afterwards. I was just too exhausted to get through it. So I moved on to 20 to 30 minute workouts, which has been easier for me to get what I want done. The other thing I get from some people is I'm not at my weight goal in order to coach. And honestly, I'm not either. And that was one of the objections I told my coach when I first got started, because I thought, why would people follow me if I'm not at my goal weight? And I've come to realize people will follow you if you're on the same journey because you can relate to them more. you can be on the same journey with them and help with the struggles, help each other with struggles, and just encourage each other on your journey. So for me, not being at the goal weight, I'm still helping other people, and the time I'm finding pockets throughout the day to work on my business, and it's really easy and fun to do. Just gotta work hard and keep at it.
That's awesome, Tiffany. Thank you so much for sharing all of that with us. And now I'm going to pass it over to Sarah, who's going to share about her story and also some more misconceptions that people have.
Yeah, I always tease Tiffany that she has 100 kids, 4 kids. Basically, it's 100, it's the same. So my story, the way that I got started, I actually, I've been a coach now for almost 6 years, which seems so crazy. I do not, like, time just flew by. So I actually followed somebody on, it's my coach. I followed her on social media because she was posting like clean eating recipes and stuff like that. And she shared her workouts too, but I mostly followed her for her recipes because I had just started eating clean and learning how to like eat right. I've always been like an average weight, but I was skinny fat. I didn't work out. I didn't eat right. So I was like bone and then a bunch of body fat. I had no muscle or anything like that. So I always just looked kind of fluffy. And so I started on my clean eating journey on my own and then began running. And then I would just find little free workouts to do here and there. And it would be like 5-minute abs and 10-minute legs and just whatever I could find online. So I started following her and she posted about a boot camp with clean eating and home workouts. And I was like, that sounds pretty cool. So reached out to her and I was like, I would like to do that. And she talked to me about it, told me what it was going to be. And I was like, okay, sounds good. Sign me up. And she asked me if I wanted to be a co-host. And I was like, I don't know what that means. So she said, you would sign up as a coach, co-host the group with me. And I was like, whoa, like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't work out. Like, you're crazy. And so she said, look, if you want to, you can sign up and co-host with me and you'll get a discount on everything in the future. And I was like, oh, a discount. Okay, sign me up. And so I signed up strictly for the discount. I had no real interest in like really working the business, but I thought it might be like a fun little side thing. So I signed up as a coach right out the gate, but really just for the discount. So I've been a coach for a while. And I have worked off and on throughout my journey. I started with 21 Day Fix Extreme, and just like some of the other stories that we've heard so far, I used the portion containers and I did the workouts. And the reason that I did the boot camp was because my husband and I were going on a cruise. And so within that 21 days, I looked awesome. Like I had abs for the first time. Not like I wasn't ripped by any means, but like I had a flat tummy. I looked toned and I just loved it. And I was like, this is legit. I love it. So, sorry, my husband is mouthy back there. So anyways, that's how I got started on my coaching journey. Obviously, I still love the workouts. I still follow the portion control, and that's where I'm at today. And I'm 26 weeks pregnant, still working out. I don't follow the containers right now because this baby loves everything. So my nutrition is not on point, but that's okay because I'm still working out and I'm still pretty conscious about what I eat. But sometimes whenever we're talking to people about the coaching business, we get all kinds of objections. And so some of the ones that I get are they would rather have a real business. And by real business, they mean a brick and mortar business. Most people view MLMs or network marketing as like scams, pyramid schemes, whatever, and they're so not. So people think that you have to have a brick and mortar business in order to have a legit business. And I have actually owned 2 brick and mortar businesses. They're very expensive. to start up, and they take up a lot of your time, like a lot of time. And if you've never like owned a business, then you don't understand, like, yes, you can have employees, but if that employee refuses to show up or they call in sick, guess who has to be there? You do. So like the time part of it is like what gets me. Not to mention the whole money aspect. Like I said, it's my first business. I started when I was 25, and it was not a franchise or anything. It's just a small business. It cost me $40,000 to open. And I don't even know how many hours of my life and blood and sweat and tears. And Annie's like, yes, because she understands too. My second business has actually only been open since March of 2019, right before I had my son. I had him in April. And it is a franchise. And it cost us about $100,000 just to open. And then since then, we've put in another probably $50,000 to $75,000 over these last 2 years that we've been open, and we're having to close it because of COVID, because of the type of business that it is. We just haven't been able to recover. So, you know, the investment was very large, and we never even got a chance to really get anything out of it. So like, why would you even want that? Like, that is not success to me. And even with my first business, people would always be like, they saw me as this successful businesswoman, but I'm like, they see that I own this business, so they automatically think I'm successful. And not that success is all about finances or money, but it's part of it. Like, that's the whole point of having a business, is to make money. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what they didn't see were the months that were so hard that we had to put money in to make rent. You know, the months where I couldn't pay myself because we had other bills to pay and it just didn't make enough. And so, like, to me, that is so not worth it. Like, why? With this business, your startup cost is literally just your tools for your own fitness journey. So you're not even losing anything. Like, let's say you decided to be a coach, you get your, challenge pack, $200, whatever. You use your stuff. You never work the business. You never make a dime. You are not out anything. Like, you're still getting great results. You're still working on your own journey. So, yeah, I just think people are crazy, and I could go on and on all night about that. One of the other things is that a lot of people are like, I don't have a large following. Most of us don't when we start a business online, because we just have our social media to connect with friends, family, high school, stay in touch with high school or college friends or whatever. And we're not actively going out there to like follow a bunch of people or have a bunch of people follow us. I think whenever I started, I wish that I could remember the number. I was not on Instagram really. I had a few posts on there. I was on Facebook, but not really Instagram. I want to say I had like 250 followers or something. I mean, and it was all just friends and acquaintances that I know. We teach you how to grow your following on Instagram, and there's no like magic thing that you can do to like get 100,000 followers in a night or anything like that. You just reach out to people, you find people that you connect with, and then you just build relationships in by messaging them, talking to them online. And I've made friends online that like, they may or may not ever become coaches on my team. They may not ever become a customer on my team, but I'm still glad that I found them through social media, because we have things in common and we talk about that. And so you find people who have similar interests that you're into. I'm a dancer. I was a competitive hip hop dancer for 13 years. So I connect with a lot of people who are dancers. I connect now with, whenever I started, I had no kids, and I traveled a lot. So I connected with people who love to travel. And now I have one son and another on the way. And so I connect with a lot of boy moms and just other moms in general. And so we're building our house, our dream home. So now I'm connecting with people who are also going through that same like phase in life. So it doesn't even matter like what you're going through. And this isn't even something that I'm really supposed to be talking about right now, but like one of the other objections that I literally got, like a friend of mine told me, was she didn't think that I could be successful. Like, she was telling me that she didn't think that I could be successful as a coach because I was not a mom. She literally told me that. That was before I had my son. And I was like, but I'm not trying to like connect with these people and tell them how to be a mom. Like, I'm just connecting with people like me. Like, she totally didn't get it. But so that's another objection, that like, it's crap. It doesn't matter. Like, one of our top coaches was not a mom for a very long time in her coaching journey. And so she has a huge business. So yeah, don't worry. We teach you everything anyways. Like, we are going to teach you everything you need to know. And one other thing is that people often are like, well, I'm no expert. I wasn't either. If you remember, whenever I began, like, I did not know what I was doing. I used to go to the gym back in like high school and a little bit in college, but I would like work out a little bit at each machine. And when it got hard, I would stop and I would only do the ones that I liked or the ones that I knew how to work. And that was it. And so you don't have to be a nutrition expert. You do not have to be a fitness expert. You just have to be on your journey, and you share that journey with other people. Like, this is a gift that we have that we can share with people. And it really, like, it kind of drives me crazy sometimes whenever people tell me that they want to lose weight or whatever. And then I present this opportunity and they're like, oh no, I don't want to work out at home. I want to go to the gym. And I'm like, this is literally what you're asking for. I have everything you need. But yeah, so you don't have to be any kind of expert. The trainers for the workouts, they're the experts. Autumn Calabrese, that put together the portion containers that you've heard us talk about, she's the she's not the nutrition expert. She has nutrition experts that work for her who helped her develop this. And then her brother is a chef, and together they make these recipes that fit the containers. And all of this is included for you. Like, you don't have to guess. Same thing with the workouts. The trainers are doing the workouts. You don't have to come up with new moves. You don't have to be the instructor that's staying up late and coming up with the programs. Like, it's already done for us. We're just presenting the tools to the people. So that's all for my part.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sarah. So now I am going to chat with you guys. So my name is Annie, and I came to Beachbody very similarly to a lot of these ladies on my own fitness journey. And I have a very similar family background to Amanda, very serious chronic health conditions in my family, heart disease on both sides, stroke on both sides, high blood pressure on both sides. And in my 20s, I was going down that same track as them. And I knew that I needed to get control of this. And it was I'm not going to talk too much about that. That was a major struggle, but that was how I found my way to our programs, which I fell in love with, and they worked for me. But I was on and off track all the time. I was one of those girls who Monday through Thursday, I was on point. I was doing my workouts. I was eating somewhat healthy. And then the weekend would come and it would all go out the window. Any kind of progress I had made was completely shot. And I would have spells of my life where life got busy. As Sarah alluded to, I am also a small business owner, or was at the time, with another business, a brick and mortar business. And when that business got busy, my health journey went completely out the window. But it was after my first daughter was born. I have 3 now. After my first daughter was born, I was working on losing the baby weight and getting back on track and getting healthy again. And I knew that I really needed some help with nutrition. I had gone back to these workout programs that worked so well for me and was doing them, but I needed the nutrition help. The programs came with the nutrition booklet. I did not read the nutrition booklet. So I ran into a mom in a Facebook group that we were both members of, and she was doing a free clean eating group. And while I shared we were business owners, It was right after the recession. I had always been in lots of debt, and we were in even more debt than we probably had ever been in, because we had supported our company through the recession. This was back in, like 2010 kind of time frame. And so I could not afford a personal trainer or a nutritionist. That was all that I knew how to do to get the help that I needed, and we couldn't afford it. So fast forward to 2012, and I had met this mom in a group on Facebook, and she was offering a free clean eating group. So I said, well, that is the price tag that I can afford. Let's do this thing. And so I jumped into this group with her, and it was the support and the accountability and the community that I had been completely missing in my journey up until this point. So it was a group of other moms just like me. They were going through the same kind of struggles that I was. We were all learning together. We were lifting each other up and cheering each other on. And I knew that I wanted, but also needed to be a part of this community. And so, like most of these other ladies, I signed up to be a coach literally just for the discount, because back in the day, we didn't have workouts that were streaming. You had to buy each individual workout program on DVD, and those bad boys were expensive. So I had bought like 4 over the whole course of me doing these programs. And I wanted the one that was coming out, the brand new program. And I had also been drinking our post-workout recovery drink. And she was like, you can get a discount on all of this, right? And I was like, what? Like, I didn't even know that coaches existed. I had been doing the programs for a bunch of years, like 5 years at that point, and did not even know that there were such thing as coaches, much less that I could have been getting a discount on the stuff the entire time. So I was like, yes, I want that discount. And she kept asking me, like, don't you want to jump into the coach mentorship group that I have going on to learn what it is to be a coach? And I kept telling her month after month, like, no, I already own a business. I'm really busy. I don't have time for this thing. Like, no, it's not for me. I was not a fitness expert by any means. And I thought that meant that I couldn't be a good coach. But kind of in the background, I started to play around with coaching. And I decided this group is amazing. I need this in my life. And wouldn't this be more fun if I did this with some of my friends? So I had started my own group, and I had started inviting friends to my own free clean eating group and running that just for fun. And lo and behold, I was in there sharing my journey, and a bunch of my friends were like, what is this program you are doing? I want to do it too. And that was kind of my light bulb moment of I was doing what a coach did without even really realizing it. I was running a group. I was inviting people to join my group. I was sharing what I was doing for my journey. I was sharing these amazing results I was getting. I was supporting people while they made changes in their life, and they wanted to do the same programs that I was doing. And that clicked in my head, like, hey, I could earn a little bit of income with this. This would help our financial situation so much. I had always known that, like, I really needed a part-time job, but because of our other business, I couldn't go get a part-time job, especially not with a new baby. I had no time, but with this, I could do this in the evenings after I put my daughter down for bed and was sitting on the couch when I normally would have been just scrolling Facebook. And instead of scrolling Facebook mindlessly, I was in there having so much fun with my group and doing what a coach did. And I was like, okay, let's see if I can get this thing going. And that was the month that I said to her, you know what? That training group that you keep asking me if I want to join, like, yeah, let me see how this works. And at that point, I went all in. And I have had times where I've stepped back from my business, but every time I have realized that my own personal journey suffers from that. My own health suffers from that. And this is the fulfillment and the purpose and the passion that I need in my life. So what I am going to share with you about is all about the money, because I know a bunch of you are wondering, so you guys are talking about all of this, but like, how does that whole thing work? How do we earn money? How much money does it take to become a coach? I know Sarah mentioned that really briefly. So what I would like to start with, though, is our income disclaimer, because I absolutely love our income disclaimer. And our income disclaimer says, Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income. Each coach's income depends on his or her own efforts, diligence, and skill. And what I love so much about that is that this is not a get rich quick scheme. This is not something where you are like the people above you in this whole like pyramid thing, which, by the way, every single organization is in the shape of a pyramid. As a business owner, I'm at the top of that pyramid in our brick and mortar. It's not like they just earn more money because they're above. I actually have the potential to earn more money than all the coaches above me in the organization. And the disclaimer talks about that. It takes courage and it takes hard work to earn the money that we earn as coaches. Every single coach on here will tell you that you don't just sit back and the money flows to you. It takes that effort. It takes building your skill. It takes getting out of your comfort zone. And while it does take hard work, it is a very simple system. We have a proven system of success that each one of us follows every single day, and that is what has brought us the success that we have had in our coaching businesses. And it always blows my mind a little bit, and I was totally stuck in this, that some people will work for 40 plus years in a job that does not light them up, is not their passion, is not their purpose. They will work that job for 40 years, living paycheck to paycheck. But the idea of putting in some hard work, we all have fun doing it, but it is a business, it is work. You have to be diligent and intentional about making the time for your business. You spend a few years building your own business, and you can have that financial vision, that financial future that you have been dreaming about. So I want you to think really quick, because Sarah talked about the investment that you have to make into your business, and brick and mortar businesses are expensive. My husband and I, we own an automotive business, and we've had that business for almost 20 years now. When we started our business, we invested $500,000 into that business to get it started. And you just think about all of the things that you spend money on right now. Do they create an income for you? I know I spent, and I still do spend money on all kinds of stuff that is not bringing me money, or it is, jeans, it's coffee, it's like some online shopping, a little retail therapy. Does any of it improve your health and your happiness? Some does, but a lot of it probably is not improving your health. I know like my Starbucks, like Frappuccinos are not really improving my health, but they are delicious and I do spend money on them. So we spend money on all sorts of things that don't support our future goals. We hesitate on investing money into things that will create more money for us in the future. And that is really something I want you to think about, is where are you going? What is your financial future looking like? If you stay where you are right now, what does that look like? But if you invested in yourself, if you invested in your own business, in something that would bring income in, is that financial vision different? And I want you to really think about that financial vision that you have for yourself. Do you have a family that you have for your family? What are the things that you would love to be able to do for yourself and for them that maybe right now it's not really a possibility on what you can afford? So you might be wondering, that's great, but how do I actually earn money as a coach? And so we earn money by helping other people on their journeys with their health. So whenever we have customers who get our workout programs, who get our supplements, who get our snack bars, we have so many nutritionals of various kinds, from, you know, what you would think of when I say supplement, like just a vitamin that you take, all the way to snack bars and iced tea, healthier iced teas and things like that, pre and post workouts, our superfood shake. So anytime that somebody is using those on their health journey, and of course our workout programs and nutrition programs, you earn a 25% commission. You also earn income by growing as a leader and earning bonuses, not just on the work that you are putting in, but we work together as teams of coaches. That's why we have like 5 of us speaking for you on this call tonight, and even more coaches here watching and just supporting us. So we work together as a team, and we earn bonuses when we become leaders on our teams, on what the entire team produces, on how many people we are all helping. We don't earn money on people becoming coaches. That would be a pyramid scheme. We only earn money on the products that people are using to help themselves get healthier. So what does it cost to get started? So like Sarah said, when you invest in your coaching business, you are literally only investing in the things for your own personal health and fitness journey. You are going to get workouts, you are going to get nutrition programs, you are going to get supplements to try. You can choose between a couple of them. You are going to get your coach office. You are going to get your websites that you can send your customers to when they are interested in getting products. And you are also going to get your business tools thrown in there for free. Your business gets set up for you entirely for free. But all of that you're going to use to help support not just your journey, but your customers on their journey as well. You get your business tools kit. You also get your coach account, which, like we have all mentioned, it has a discount. We save 25% off of all of our own stuff. So that's a pretty awesome bonus, in my opinion, and the reason I became a coach in the first place. And how much does that all cost? So most of our starter kits for your health and fitness journey or coaching journey, depending which one people choose, are anywhere from $160 to $220. So in the grand scheme of things, that is not a lot of money to invest. And that is all of your, that's your workout programs for the entire year. That's not like a monthly thing. That's your initial starter kit. So think about, like, I had actually looked it up and was like, what is the average investment that people make into their businesses? So the average at-home business, online business, the average investment is around $5,000, because most companies make you buy all of the products that you are going to be selling. And we do not do that. We do not stock any products here at home as coaches. A brick and mortar business, the average is anywhere from $100,000 to $300,000 is your startup cost. So obviously 160 is really big difference there. And ongoing, you might be asking, well, so you said that's your initial startup. What is it to keep going as a coach? Is there any cost monthly? And we do have a monthly business charge. It is $15.95 a month, which, again, as a business owner, where I know all of the things that go into our brick and mortar business, and that is unbelievable to me. It still is. I've been coaching for over 7 years now, and it still blows my mind that that is our only business cost, because that covers our web hosting, it covers maintenance and updates to all of our websites. It includes all of our marketing materials. Our groups are hosted on a private app, and that includes the app development and maintenance and hosting. It includes all of the product development. We have usually around 5 to 6 workout programs come out every single year, and nutritional stuff too. So all of that product development is done for us for that business charge. Warehousing of the products, shipping of the products. We do not touch our customers' products. All of that is taken care of for us so that we can focus on what we do best as coaches, which is supporting our customers on their journey and holding them accountable. It's the customer service. If somebody needs to return something, all of that is handled through customer service. We don't have to mess with returns. Just your credit card processing fees alone. I know what we pay for a brick and mortar, and it's insane. So no matter how many customer orders you have, that includes all of those credit card processing fees. It includes the insurance, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I could go on and on. So, you know, I want you, we're going to kind of wrap this back around. I want you to think about, because for most people, money is a worry. It is a concern that we all have. And I just want you to remind you, you can change that. You have the power to change that. I want you to kind of start to move from that scarcity. I know I was in such a scarcity mindset before I found coaching, and even when I first got started, because we were in so much debt. But when I was able to shift it to an abundance mindset of like, I am in control, I have the power to change my financial future, that is when things really started to change for me. And I realized what a gift my coaching business was. And when I started to really see huge success in my business, and change my family's entire financial outlook and financial future. So I'm going to pass this over to Kelly now, and she is going to share a little bit more specifics about what we do as a coach and her story, of course, and then close this out for us. So go ahead, Kelly.
All right, guys. So I love this business because all of our stories are so different. So I'm going to end with a very different story. I was a collegiate athlete. I was a cross-country skiing competitor. And so I went from being told every single day what I was doing for practice. You're working out 3 hours a day. You have a race every single weekend that is a Saturday and Sunday thing. So my focus was 100% school and skiing. I didn't have to worry about nutrition because I was working out like 20 hours a week. I didn't have to worry about any of the stuff that as an adult I do now. Like it all just came to, I showed up to practice whether I wanted to or not because I had to so I could go to the ski race. And if I had roommates, because we all roomed together, if we had roommates that are like, I don't want to go to practice, we would scoop them up and we would get them to practice because that is what we did. And then I graduated and all of the sudden it all became my control. And I was never an obese person by any means, but I had never really known what it was like to take care of myself. So I got into PT assistant school. And it kind of started as like what Sarah had said. I had lost weight. And so to look at people, I was very skinny. I was healthy, but I was actually my most unhealthy because I lost weight because I wasn't eating, because I was so stressed out about everything. And I was still working out because that was the only way I could focus on my tests, because it was the only way I could get my brain to like stop for a second. So then I graduate and I get married and we move and I start working full time, and I'm commuting to where I'm working full time. So an hour commute, and I move in with somebody who can eat chips 5 times a day, drink pop, do whatever he wants, and he does not gain an ounce. So I started gaining weight and I started putting myself at the bottom because I had to leave for work at 7 a.m. and I got home at like 6:30, and I didn't want to get up earlier and work out. I wanted to hang out with my husband in the evening. And so weight just started creeping. The self-confidence was gone. And I used to be a runner. And so I was like, I'll just sign up for a half marathon. It will help. And I did the half marathon, but I gained weight in the process because I would go for these long runs. And I'm like, I can eat whatever I want because I just ran 12 miles, which, yes, you have to fuel your body, but properly after a 12-mile run. So then it became, I got pregnant with my oldest, and I went for a hike when I was 6 weeks pregnant, and I fell and I tore something in my knee. No one will ever know because I couldn't do an MRI, but lo and behold, I was out for my entire pregnancy. So not only did I eat like crap, because if anything stuck in my body, it was all carbs. I didn't gain much weight with him, but I had a lot of friends that after they had their baby, they come back to work at 8 weeks postpartum and they're in all their pre-pregnancy clothes. So in my mind, that's what was going to happen. So I have my son, and my 8 weeks maternity leave comes up and I can't fit into a single pair of my clothes. I had nothing to wear. So I went back to work in maternity clothes. And that obviously dropped the self-esteem even more, because I'm like, here I am with a baby still wearing maternity clothes. So I decided to try these other at-home fitness workouts, because the gym was not working because I was nursing and I couldn't take him to the gym at 5 a.m. to nurse him. Lunchtime didn't work because I was working full time. So I was having to pump. So all these things, like, yes, some of them were excuses, 100%, I own it, but I could not make it work. So I tried these other at-home workouts and I would do amazing for 2 weeks. And then my son, who was still not sleeping through the night, we would have a really rough night. And so I would be like, I'll do it after work. And then that didn't happen because I wanted to hang out with my son. And then the next morning I was still tired. And so then I would completely fall off, which you've heard from all of us. We all had the on and off, on and off. So I saw an ad on Facebook from my coach and it said, make money to work out. And I literally laughed out loud. I was like, well, that's funny, but I guess I'll look into it. Caught my eye still. So I looked into it and I realized that it was network marketing. And I had been part of one before, one that Annie had talked about, where I had to have product. And I was like, I'm not getting involved with that again. And then she mentioned the same thing as Sarah had said, but you get a discount. And I was like, oh, okay, sign me up. So I get started and I figured out within the first 2 days that why I became straight to a coach was the accountability. My son was not sleeping through the night. I was working 40 plus hours a week. I was trying to still spend time with him, trying to figure out this marriage life with a kid, and I would have fell off so many times, but because I had people relying on me, I had people in groups checking in on me. I had my coach like, hey, how are your workouts? And it was always just somebody there. So I knew I couldn't not show up. I had to continue to push through the workouts. So here I am now, 5 years later. I am at-home mom now of 2 little boys. One is not so little anymore. He turns 6 next month, but it's just been such a roller coaster between like postpartum journeys, and 2020 was rough. It's not 2020 anymore, thank goodness. 2020 was an incredibly hard year for my family. We got hit in every way, shape, and form that you possibly can. And I can tell you the community that Amanda talked about is why I'm sitting here. I would not be here if it was not for the community. I would not be here for all of the amazing positivity that I get from the community, all the uplifting, all the, oh my goodness, you have to do that. Can I post in your group? Like everything, everybody has been here so much, checking in on me like, Kelly, are you okay? I'm not seeing from you. It's just truly a blessing. And so this journey started as 100%. I had no self-confidence. I needed to lose baby weight, to accountability, to now like it's life-saving. I am here because of this opportunity. So let's move on to what exactly do I do during the day to keep this opportunity going. So the first thing that we really focus on is we are product of the product. And that is one of our 4 vital behaviors that we go by every single day. And when you are a product of the product, it's just like Annie spoke about. When our journeys are doing our best, our health is at our best and our business is at our best, because we are able to speak higher about the fitness programs and the nutrition supplements and all of that, because we're actually following them. And we know how much better it makes us feel by following them. And then we share what we love. So I love this scenario because we have a new coffee shop coming into town. And it's funny because already the word of mouth is getting around. Like, you have to try this coffee shop because their coffee is the best. Because I live in a small town and most of us have never had this coffee before. And so it's already like, this business has not even opened. And I've heard from 10 people at least, like, you have to go try this coffee house when it opens. And that's exactly what we do. We fall in love with the fitness program, so we're sharing about it. We fall in love with how the superfood shake makes us feel, so we share about it. And the snack bars Andy talked about. And my goodness, I don't know what I would do without our with the mom life and everything. So we just really just share exactly that. We share our journey and all the products we love. We connect with people on social media every single day and make best friends from all over the world. Like Sarah said, I have multiple people that I chat with back and forth on social media. They may never join my team and they may never be a customer, but I have friends now all over. And it is truly amazing. And like she also said, you connect with people who are in your phase of life. Like, I am meeting people from all over who have lost their parents suddenly. And it's just so amazing to connect with other people going through the same thing, whether they join us or not. Like, you have support through this social media. And then my favorite part is we get to help people become their best selves through our fit clubs. So we all know how it feels to feel good when we're taking care of ourselves and eating properly and drinking our superfoods. We know how good we feel and how the self-confidence comes up and the energy and all of that. We get to help others do that in our fit clubs. And like what I spoke about, how people checked in on me. If we have people fall off, we're like, hey, are you okay? Like, are you sick? Is there anything I can help you with? Or like a couple weeks ago, I did a Zoom with someone who is majorly struggling with nutrition. Like, we are there for you to help you figure out all along your journey to make sure you're your best self. So in closing, I first just want to say thank you for taking the time. If you are here with us live, joining us, and then if you're watching the recording, thanks for taking the time. We absolutely love sharing what we do. It is our passion, and so we love sharing all about it. But I want to talk about like what's kind of in our chat over here. I know recording people can't hear this, but we're all talking about like counting calories. I know that I used to count calories and I was on and off with workouts and I would fall off the wagon. And I am so much healthier now, 2 kids later, than I was as a newlywed, counting calories and all of that. Like, it changes your lifestyle instead of the diet culture. And so the difference for a lot of us, as you heard, is the accountability. The accountability is how you are going to stay consistent, and it's how you're going to succeed. And this is going to sound harsh, and I don't mean it mean, but without accountability, you're going to fail, and you're going to continue to fail over and over and over because you need to have that support. Because if you're like me, you're living with a husband who can eat whatever and doesn't gain an ounce, or you go to work and your coworkers are like, hey, I brought a cheesecake, or maybe there's chips and salsa, and so there's no control or support anywhere. Like, it's just you and you feel like you're all alone. But then you plug into our groups and there's several of us cheering you on and like going through the same thing. So this opportunity is really just a whole total solution of just that: the accountability, the fitness, the support, the nutrition, and everything. And so you don't have to live your life depriving yourself. You don't have to say no to opportunities like going over to a friend's house whenever we're allowed and having dinner, or like going to a wedding and heaven forbid you have one too many cocktails. Like, it doesn't ruin anything. You get to still live your life because it's a lifestyle. So I want to ask you, if you had a group to check into every single day and you had a workout that was 20 to 60 minutes a day, a simple meal plan to follow, do you think you would succeed? And if you answered yes, you've heard from all of us. This is the opportunity for you, and it is totally worth investing into, because what are you going to lose? Potentially some weight, potentially self-confidence issues. Like, you're going to become a better person throughout. And it doesn't matter what the scale says, as you've all heard from all of us. It is not just the scale. everything changes. I know that I am a totally different person than I was 5 years ago, 100%. So thank you again for joining us tonight, and we will all be in touch with everyone. Bye, guys.